The baby's giggles echoed through the sunny living room, completely unaware of the silent, deadly intruder weaving its way across the floor. Just a few feet away, the family's loyal golden retriever watched, and then suddenly bolted into action. It was one of those slow, golden afternoons, the kind where everything feels just a little too quiet. The Thompsons' house sat nestled at the edge of a wooded area, bordered by thick grass and unruly hedges. Unbeknownst to them, the recent rain had driven many of the forest's quieter creatures closer to human dwellings in search of warmth and dry shelter. That's when it happened. A crack, barely visible, beneath the back patio door had long gone unnoticed. It was just enough for a creature like the snake to find an entry point, long, sinuous, and lethally silent. The reptile slithered through the gap and into the house, its scales whispering softly across the hardwood floor. No one heard. No one saw. The kitchen clatter, the low music playing from a speaker, and the muffled hum of the dishwasher masked everything. In the living room, baby Emma lay on her plush pastel mat, arms flailing gently in delight at the spinning mobile above her. Her soft baby coos echoed faintly, and to a predator attuned to vibrations, movement, and warmth, she was impossible to ignore. The snake paused near the threshold to the living room, its tongue flicking in and out, tasting the air. It was a copperhead, its patterned scales perfectly camouflaged against the earth tones of the wooden floor and woven rug. To the untrained eye, it might have looked like a stray shadow. The distance between predator and prey began to close, inch by inch. It was in that uncanny silence, in the eerie stillness of the house, that a shift began. The snake's movement was methodical. Its body curled and straightened as it moved with calculated grace, closer and closer to the defenseless child. The baby, blissfully unaware, giggled and kicked her feet, her tiny hand brushing the air just above the snake's invisible line of attack. This wasn't just a chance encounter. It was a convergence of instinct and ignorance, nature and vulnerability. And as the snake crept forward, its venomous fangs hidden behind its closed mouth, no one knew what was about to happen. Except for the one creature in the house who'd been watching from the beginning. Buddy had always been the gentle guardian of the Thompson household, a golden retriever with a heart as warm as his fur. He'd grown older in recent years, slower, sleepier, content to spend most of his time curled in his favorite corner rug. The family had come to see him more as a comforting presence than an active protector. But something about that afternoon was different. The moment the snake entered the house, Buddy's eyes snapped open. He hadn't moved that fast in months. His ears perked up. He lifted his head and sniffed the air. There was something wrong. Something deeply unnatural. His instincts, dormant for so long, were screaming. Without hesitation, Buddy stood and moved toward the living room. He paused at the entrance and locked eyes on the shimmering shape inching across the floor toward baby Emma. He didn't bark. He didn't growl. He simply stared, body stiff, breast shallow. The baby laughed and reached up again. Buddy took a cautious step forward, placing himself directly in the snake's path. His body was low, muscles tense. The snake froze, head raised slightly, sensing the shift. A standoff was beginning. From the kitchen, Sarah Thompson glanced into the living room. She saw Buddy hunched low and tense, ears flat, tail stiff. At first, she thought he might be having some sort of episode, maybe a seizure. "Buddy," she called, concerned. He didn't move. His eyes were locked on something she couldn't see. Her husband, Michael, came over and followed her gaze. "What's he doing?" he asked. That's when Buddy let out a sound they'd never heard before. Not a bark, not a growl, but a deep, throaty rumble, primal and warning. He bared his teeth, something totally unlike him. Michael stepped forward, squinting toward the floor, and that's when he saw it. The snake's body caught a glint of light as it shifted ever so slightly on the rug. Michael froze. "Get the baby," he whispered. Panic surged through Sarah as she darted forward, heart pounding. She scooped Emma up just as Buddy took another step forward. The room was no longer a quiet home. It was a battleground, and Buddy was the only one standing between the snake, and disaster time seemed to freeze. With baby Emma now safe in Sarah's arms, everything else fell away. The furniture, the humming appliances, the sunlight gone, replaced by a sharp tunnel of instinct and adrenaline. At the center of it stood Buddy, trembling but unmoving, His gaze locked on the coiled serpent, now fully aware that it had been challenged. The snake raised its head, tongue flicking rapidly, sensing threat. It paused, then lunged, its strike lightning fast, aimed directly at the golden retriever's face. But Buddy was faster. With a burst of strength no one thought he still had, Buddy leapt sideways and twisted midair, clamping his powerful jaws around the snake's midsection before to coil again. He thrashed his head violently, slamming the serpent against the hardwood floor. The snake coiled around him, striking again, this time landing a bite just above his paw. He didn't let go. Michael shouted, grabbing a broom, but Buddy already had the creature pinned. Another shake, another slam. The snake went limp, but Buddy kept biting, tearing, ensuring the danger was completely neutralized. When it was over, the snake lay still, silent, defeated. Buddy staggered back, his legs shaking beneath him. Blood, some is, some not, matted the fur near his leg. He whimpered softly, and then, as if the adrenaline had drained all at once, he collapsed beside the baby's blanket. Michael rushed to his side, while Sarah called the vet with trembling hands. Every second counted. Within minutes, they were on their way to the emergency clinic, Emma still cradled against Sarah's chest, silent now, sensing the fear that had replaced safety. The veterinarian later confirmed it. Buddy had suffered a venomous bite, but had acted quickly and decisively enough to prevent the snake from advancing further. They'd gotten him help just in time. Days passed, and Buddy stayed at the animal hospital, recovering slowly. The family visited every day, Emma always giggling when she saw him. When Buddy was finally brought home, still limping but alive, the Thompsons greeted him not as a pet, but as a hero. That day changed everything. Not just because a life was saved, but because it proved that true courage doesn't need words or weapons. Just love, loyalty, and the will to protect. True bravery often comes from the most unexpected places. Sometimes the quietest protectors, those we take for granted, are the ones who stand between us and danger. Loyalty, love, and instinct can triumph where words and reason fall short. Never underestimate the heart of a guardian, even if it beats beneath paws and fur.